A good game shouldn't have to be modded. A lot of Bethesda games are the poster childs for modding. Therefore, Bethesda games are not great. And, PlayStation fans really don't need those games. And I agree with that statement and stand by that tweet that I made. And the reason being is when you go to Wendy's or Chili's or Burger King or wherever you guys love to eat, I don't know. I think Wendy's is the best fast food chain, but that's a topic for another video. But yeah, let's use Wendy's. When I go to Wendy's and order a Baconator, I should order the Baconator, receive it in the bag, and eat the Baconator and get a quality experience with the Baconator without having to use ketchup, mustard, and all that. And if the producer, if Wendy's has it so that without me asking, if they want to put ketchup and mustard and salt in the bag to possibly enhance the foods, then that's an option, and that's how they envision me to eat it. They maybe want me to use it, and it's there if I want to use it. But if I have to go home and microwave it and use my own ketchup and use my own salt and use my own barbecue sauce, if I have to ask them at all, hey, can I get a few ketchup package? Hey, can I get a few ketchup packages? Then they failed on their part to deliver me a fully satisfactory sandwich. And this goes with Apple too. Back in the day, iPhone 4, iOS used to be very limited in terms of widget functionality, and you would have to jailbreak it to get a lot of those cool widget features that Android always had. And you shouldn't have to, if you have to go to great lengths to alter a product and round it around so that it can fit your needs, then I think that's a failure on whoever developed it, and it's not satisfactory. So back in December or whenever, I mean, this happens many times, if you're going to tell me to play The Witcher 3, but I need to install these mods to get the best out of it, or hey man, I want you to play Fallout New Vegas, but it's kind of old and you should install these mods and this and that, and to help modernify the experience. And that shouldn't happen, because that really gets me uninterested, and that tells me the first thing that the game isn't good enough to stand on its own against the test of time. And I have nothing against modders out there. I mean, for example, Lance McDonald, he's a From Software modern. I know he did the Bloodborne 60 FPS patch, and that's great. And I'm not knocking on him. I mean, he's a cool dude, and that's great that people are passionate and they use that as a hobby. I have nothing against those people, but that shouldn't have to happen in the first place. From Software and Sony, it should have been 60 FPS from day one, or they should have later rolled out a patch. But really, the patches shouldn't even be needed in the first place. I mean, you see Cyberpunk, you should just be able to grab the disc or download it on the PlayStation Store, or however, and plug it in and play without having to download and update all these patches and install these modders to have a quality experience. I mean, even CD Projekt Red, they're relying on modders kind of to fix the game, and that's absolute horse crap. We are not obligated to finish the product for them. What they launch is what they should have given us, and that's a failure on their part. And Fallout New Vegas, I heard it's a great game, but when someone recommends me to play it, and in order to get the experience I need to get it, they say, well, you need to install these mods. I'm not interested, because time is of essence, and that tells me that the game by today's standards is not that good. And to me, great games are able to be very playable throughout the years. And Uncharted, for example, they have mods like gameplay modifiers in game. So when you beat the game, you can have slow motion, you can have infinite ammo to just replay encounters in the games. And even then, I don't think that should really be a thing. Because I think a game should be replayable on its own merits. You shouldn't need all these external modifiers to make it play in a replayable way. But at least it's included in the package they gave you. Well, actually, I don't even know that, because I'm pretty sure that they added that on in in a later update. I'm not gonna check that. I don't know. But assuming that you had to patch that in, and that's how they got that in game, then that's bullshit. So really, what I'm saying in my tweet is a lot of Bethesda games, they rely on a community like Fallout 4 and all these other studios or communities to fix the game for them. And then, there's even that one part of the modding community where they like make nude character models and uh do a lot of that stuff, which I think it's kind of disgraceful to the artists because, you know, I mean, a game should be played the way it was intended, and if people want to have their own fun privately and do this and that, then that's fine. But I mean, come on. I mean, Claire Redfield naked. I mean, I think that's a whole problem within themselves that you might need you uh, you might need to figure something out if that's how you're spending your free time is looking at naked characters. And when it comes down to Sony, I really want them to be weary of these PC ports. It's great, people get to play games and stuff, but I think that if there's a mod online making a joke out of Ellie and Abby fighting, and the mod makes them naked when fighting, frankly I think that's sickening, and I think it really disgraces what the game was envisioned to be. And a Picasso painting, it doesn't need to be patched, it doesn't need to have mods in this. It's good on its own, it stands on its own, and that's how games should be. And I have nothing against modders, except the ones that do the naked shit. It's kind of weird, but I'm not one to judge. And frankly, it's kind of the developer's fault for not making a game that's entertaining on its own, without all these external sources needed to alter the product to make it satisfactory for the. This is a serious discussion, and I just want to hear what you guys think. But really, it comes down to is if someone tells me, I need to install these mods, I need to update it, and then that's a red flag that the game is probably not that great.